Episode 1 starts off with the announcement. The military are using the area for firearm training and are asking everyone to evacuate the area until 6 p.m. We see a group of men holding weapons who are making their way through the field toward a house. Meanwhile, on the bridge, we see a parked van with a sniper aiming his rifle. The sniper lets off a shot which passes by Jeong Jin Man's face and hits the family portrait behind her. Inside the house, you have Jeong Jin Man hiding in the kitchen. She sees the pistol lying on the floor and tries to reach for it. Before she can grab the gun, it is shot by the sniper and slides under the sofa. Jeong Jin Man remembers a conversation she had with her uncle. They were watching an action movie and Jeong Jin Man could not believe that they kept failing to shoot the main guy. Her uncle explains he uses the blind spots well in order to avoid being shot. Her uncle goes on to show her that we all have blind spots and tells her if she uses them well, she can avoid a fiery pit. Jeong Jin Man pulls a mini MacGyver and uses duct tape to secure a broken piece of mirror to a broom. She then extends the broom to the side of the broken window and slowly raises it. The sniper wastes no time in shooting the broom. This doesn't stop Jeong Jin Man, who do this a couple more times. Each time the sniper shoots, the last shot goes wild and hits the window. It was enough of a clue to give Jeong Jin Man an idea where they were shooting from. She goes back into the kitchen and climbs on top of the fridge. On the count of 3, she makes a jump to the sofa. At the same time, the sniper tries to shoot and narrowly misses. Jeong Jin Man manages to make it to the sofa safely. Jeong Jin Man tries to reach for the gun under the sofa but struggles to reach it. She flips the sofa much to the annoyance of the sniper. Jeong Jin Man is shocked by what she finds. There is a sniper rifle and ammo hidden under the sofa. The sniper tries to look for another shot but is surprised to see Jeong Jin Man aiming at him with her own sniper rifle. In a flashback, we see Jeong Jin Man in a police station. She was involved in an incident where she ended up hitting a man. He went into the women's bathroom and was chased out by Jeong Jin Man. As he was hurt by her, he now wants to press charges and sue her. The police officer advises Jeong Jin Man to call a parent or a guardian to come to the police station. Jeong Jin Man calls her uncle, but the call is answered by a police officer. They tell her they were about to call her as they have some news about her uncle. He has died. While in the taxi, Jeong Jin Man thinks back to when she was moving into her dorm room. Her uncle was placing bars on the window. Jeong Jin Man asks why he brought that particular wardrobe as it isn't to her taste. Her uncle tells her it's iron, had a great price, and is bulletproof. Jeong Jin Man also tells her uncle about the manager in her old job being in hospital with broken arms and legs, and that she along with other workers were paid the money they were owed. Her uncle tells her he did it. She doesn't believe him and thinks he's joking. Her uncle tells her that she needs to remember her school ID number and that she could never forget it. Back in the taxi, the driver tells her he went to school with her uncle and asks how he is doing. She lets him know that he has died. The taxi takes her to the hospital and the driver tells her where best to hold the funeral and gives her his contact card. In the morgue, Jeong Jin Man identifies her uncle's body. She mentions the slit on his neck and that she thought most people would slit their wrists to commit suicide. The examiner tells Jeong Jin Man that due to the angle of the cut, they ruled it as suicide. Jeong Jin Man is in the middle of discussing funeral arrangements. She thinks back to the tattoo she saw on her uncle. Jeong Jin Man is told she needs to pick a mourning suit as well as provide a picture of her uncle. Jeong Jin Man heads back home. She is sitting on the doorstep when she is approached by someone. It turns out it's someone she knew from school as a kid. She tells by Jeong Min that she does remember him. Jeong Jin is in the house looking at her family portrait. By Jeong Min helps Jeong Jin with her unsis picture by editing out the scars. He tells her he is a computer science major and was helping her uncle update his agricultural website. He also tells her that he was working on it for a few days and that during that time her uncle passed. He tells her that he was the one that found the body and contacted the police. Bai Jeong Min offers to clean the bathroom where her uncle's body was found. Jeong Jin agrees to let him help. Jeong Jin is at the funeral and the taxi driver tells her that he has brought her uncle's childhood friends. While in the hell, they look at some of the flower arrangements arrangements sent to the funeral and note that neither of them know who one of the flowers were sent from. The taxi driver asks the twins that just entered the funeral if they need anything. Jeong Jin does not recognize them and asks if they are from the neighborhood. The taxi driver doesn't recognize them either. Meanwhile, Jeong Min is still cleaning the bathroom. He sees a bloody fingerprint on the cabinet and opens it to find a phone. At the funeral, one of the guests is really emotional about Jeong Jin Man's death and is crying uncontrollably. Some of the other guests thought that he is upset because Jeong Jin Man owes him money. They also discuss how they thought Jin Man was in debt and committed suicide because of it. It was also mentioned that they thought Jin Man was an anti-North spy for the NIS. One of the guests comes to Jeong Jin Man's defense. He tells them that Jin Man saved his life as well as all of theirs and that Jin Man was the one that had left the money. Jeong Jin listens, and while she is sitting alone, Jeong Min arrives and she asks if he will sit with her for a moment. She rests her head on his shoulder while they sit on the sofa. Jeong Min shows Jeong Jin the phone he found in the bathroom. She sees a message stating that they have deposited the money and want to know when they will receive their purchase. Jeong Jin also sees a message about the balance of an account. She can't believe what she is seeing and asks Jeong Min to have a look. He stares in disbelief at the amount. Jeong Jin asks to see her uncle's website. They don't think her uncle was able to make that much money in sales for garden hoses. Jeong Min tells Jeong Jin that the website could be a front for another site, and he has deeper look into the website and finally comes across a hidden site, Murder Help. They log into the site and see that it is used to sell weapons. There's a message on the site asking when they will ship the purchase. Jeong Jin messages them and tells them the site is down and they will refund the money paid. They message back and ask if her uncle is dead and that she will be next. Jeong Jin and Jeong Min inspect the site more and come across the rules. In the rules, she finds out that if anyone were to attack anyone with code green, then anyone with codes needs to come to their defense. Jeong Jin finds out she is code green. There's someone at the door asking to speak to Jeong Jin Man. Their name is So Min Hai and they tell Jeong Jin that they are Jin Man's private Chinese tutor. Jeong Jin says that her uncle's is not there. Min Hai asks to wait inside, which Jeong Jin declines. We later see drones flying over the field making their way to the house. We see a 7-year-old Jeong Jin with her family. They're sitting down for a meal and Jeong Jin Man is happily taking the meat for himself. He brothers moans about Jin Man not being around and we find out it's been almost 8 years since he was last with his family. His mom tells him that he should get married now he's back. This time when Jeong Jin Man reaches for the meat, he is beaten to it by Jeong Jin. Jin Man watches proudly. He asks if she knows his name and she says no. Jin Man tells her his name and tells her to remember it.